You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Vampire Diaries After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Vampire Diaries After Show.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are doing another AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for Vampire Diaries Season 3, Episode 18.
Bing!
The Murder of One. Bing!
Bing! Sorry,
the boys are back, finally.
Boys are back
And
in town.
just
Boys
one
are
week.
back in town.
Like, we missed you guys.
Oh, we missed you.
We definitely miss you guys.
Let's go around the corner, around the corner.
Around the corner.
Around the table.
All right, around the corner.
We have Sir David Schifilliti.
Hello.
We have the one, the only, the beautiful Brittany Brower.
Howdy!
The one, the only, Sir Billy Nilles.
Hello.
All right, guys, what did we think of the episode? Did we love it? Did we hate it? Because last time you guys were here, we hated the episode.
Yeah.
1912.
Yes.
It will be burned
yes. I was
in
like,
my head.
what episode was that?
I'm a very big fan of Murder, She Wrote this week. Oh, I just spit.
Yeah.
I thought it was absolutely, I know, right? Sanitize. I got a lot of dirty things to say, so don't sanitize it till the end of the show, folks.
Let's release
There'll be a
this.
lot more spitting out to go. I thought it was a fun episode this time. I was very much into it than last week. There was a lot of good juice, a lot of good unnecessary sexual tension scenes, which you know I'm always a fan of. Whoa.
I think all sexual tension scenes are necessary, though.
Oh,
not
absolutely.
unnecessary.
I mean, look at the picture we have from Vampire
No,
Diaries here.
it is true. I touched a little bit last week on unnecessary scenes of Vampire Diaries because they do tend to have a few of those, which we'll get on in a little bit. But I just get a little kick out of the ones like, oh, there's just two people in the shower talking naked. You know, of course, and I love it. Hey, I get it.
Billy,
Sex shells.
I wish that was my life. All right, just naked in the shower talking.
Oh, it is my life. No, I'm kidding. I barely bathe.
I can't.
I'm in.
Billy, what did you think of this week's episode? As far as, did you love it? Was it okay? Was it a setup episode?
This week was good. It was definitely, it was unique in that it was clearly a setup episode, but there was so much resolution to what we've been dealing with. Also, I think, I mean, they found a way to switch completely what we thought this season was about, setting up what these last handful of episodes will be about. So I was really pleased. I was glad that they were able to do both of that. It wasn't just a setup where like, okay, great, so next week it'll be more exciting. It was exciting in and of itself too.
And you know, the reason I liked this episode I liked last week's episode, but the difference is last week they really focused on Rick and his problems that he was going through. And it was kind of like, we kind of talked about how we didn't like that was like the main story.
Right.
It was nice to get away from the love triangle, but I liked how this week they gave us everybody. We saw Bonnie going through something, Elena going through something, but we saw a scene with Caroline and Rick tonight, which, cue the Buffy references.
I love it. That's one of my 3 notes.
Oh my god.
Buffy references.
I heard you got attacked by Buffy the Vampire.
It was amazing.
Loved
and
it.
we're
We
so
all went
corny for
crazy for
loving
the
it.
fans out there when we watched it together. We're like, oh, a Buffy reference.
They don't do a lot of those. I mean, it's on a vampire show like this, it's better not to, I think, reference another vampire television show, but I think it's fantastic.
It was cute. It was perfect
done.
the way they did it. And, you know, I mean, it is fun that they reference Buffy because that's been over. I'm not trying to show my age here, but that's when I was in middle school.
Oh,
I
girl.
mean, hello.
We all
I mean,
were.
it's like, what, 15, 16 years ago? Maybe
Yeah.
something
I
like
mean,
that?
if you count the movie longer.
What movie?
The original movie.
Oh, okay.
And I like that
Yes,
they did that
yes,
because
yes.
they also did this with Twilight. You know, they threw that Twilight reference in there. I
they?
think it was last season where
Yeah.
Damon was reading.
They do,
one
and
of them.
It's cute.
I think what's funny
it's
about
really
it and what's
cute.
good about it is it sort of positions the Vampire Diaries to be the real world, where
Right.
if
Right.
they can,
Right.
if they still have the same pop culture that we do, it sort of makes you feel like, okay, this is the real thing, where this
Right.
is the vampires.
Like
that are
they've
real.
seen Buffy, they watch Buffy too, but
Yeah.
they're the real vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's why they do it, to sort of make you feel like it's in your universe.
And the fans love it, who
Yeah,
are
it's
like
fun.
us, fans
Absolutely.
of Buffy and
it's
fans
fun.
of
It's
Twilight
You
and all
are
that.
listening to us.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Caroline forgiving Rick this episode? You know, she kind of was upset with Elena when she found out everything.
Well, I think that she realizes, because she's a vampire and she's done evil things too, like she said in it. And we have to realize that, or think about it too, when you become a vampire, it takes away a little bit of your human.
Yeah,
you know, she has to force herself more, or to keep herself trained to be more of a human than to be a vampire.
Yeah.
And it's a hard journey for her. So I think that but in the end, her vampire instincts and not being so much a, you know, the human emotions, she was able to get over her father dying, because let's face it, she's a vampire.
Right.
They get over death easily.
And I also sort of love what becoming a vampire did for Caroline, because I think that if this sort of thing had happened to Caroline when she was, as we knew her as a human, she would have reacted entirely differently.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that becoming a vampire grounded and matured that character, because I hated Caroline before she became a
Everybody
vampire.
did.
She was completely disposable. I could have given like two craps. what
Now I
happened
can't
to
go
Caroline.
without her.
Buffy
now-
reference, she was the Cordelia of the show.
I was like, Carol, she's like awesome now.
Definitely
Like
not.
she is so she's one of my favorite characters in the show now.
Absolutely.
And so it was really sort of great to see her handle that in this, I mean, really mature, reasonable way, and forgive him and understand that it's not him the same way that it's not the Caroline that she was before doing the thing that she did when she did it. And so it's just furthering this growth of this girl, even though she's dead and can't grow anymore, but she's still growing, and we still see that.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
And it's funny you said that, because, you know, one thing that I feel about Caroline is, like, when she was human, she didn't have feelings. She was that mean girl, that bitch in
Yeah.
school. But now that she's a
Annoying.
vampire, when they say once you become a vampire, you don't have feelings. But Caroline is actually the only vampire that is
Really?
the most emotional out of
Yeah.
everybody.
She's very emotional.
And I, think
think-
it was her father that really, like, by allowing himself to die, gave her that extra hold on to life.
She was
gift.
even before her father, but
gift.
yes, I do agree. She was like that, even like kind of more, definitely more emotional even before her father died. But I think that had a lot to do with trying to hold on to that human emotion so much. Like before, she was just a human, and she just was interested in what
Yeah.
Founders Parade they're having that week, and just like, oh my God, homecoming queen, and da da da. When she became a vampire and her whole life got changed, and she was terrified of what her parents and mom, you know, would think, or mom would think, and it's her whole life, and she like had to really focus on trying to be more humane and more human. And so I think that's what kind of made her, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit more
I agree.
grounded, not so flighty, and like, who cares about what flowers are at the parade?
And it's interesting that she has the most emotion, and who's attracted to her but Klaus.
Who has zero emotion.
So the plan is that to
Klaus
kill
is
them.
full of emotion.
I think Klaus has lots
I think
of
it's too much emotion. That
I think he's, well,
Yeah.
I mean emotion as in just evil. He's got one
Yeah.
emotion,
Yeah.
just evil.
Well, I mean, so let's talk about Klaus. The plan is that basically they want to use Elena as mouse bait for Rebekah, and Caroline's going to distract Klaus. Which I don't know how that's going to work out, because last time that whole situation between Klaus and Caroline, he felt she betrayed him. But so
Also,
Klaus had,
they made that plan.
and
They
he
were like,
stuck
these
to
are
it.
the plans. This is what we want to do. And they didn't stick to the
Well, it
plan.
went out
Any
the
of it.
window once Damon was kidnapped.
That's true.
They had
Oh,
to change
yeah.
their
I guess,
plan.
yeah.
Yeah.
They had to. Because
everything
Damon was a
changed
part
then.
of the plan, and now he wasn't.
And also the Bonnie situation, they didn't know that Bonnie was kidnapped. Now Klaus kidnaps Bonnie,
Right.
and this kind of threw all of us over a loop, because we were all kind of like, oh, Bonnie must have been out of town. You know, they set it up for Bonnie.
I knew
she-
I knew when she wasn't picking up her phone, and they said he had a witch that she was going to be there. I knew that was happening.
You know what? The witch
about he
comment, I
always-
heard the witch comment, but it went right over my head. I
Me
was just
too.
like, oh.
It was the combo of those when they were like, I have a witch, and then she couldn't get Bonnie. No one could get Bonnie, and it was like, yep, Bonnie's going to be in the house.
How the heck is he always one step ahead?
Because he has the HTC Evo Touch.
Oh my God. Perfect timing. Killed it. Yes, it's once again on CW, another advertisement. And I know that you guys probably, people watching this might not watch Top Model, but they are plugging the crap out of all of these like cell phones, and every single episode I watch of anything on CW, it is like the Truman Show, where you have to fit in, like, y'all have seen the Truman Show, right? Where you have to fit in, like, oh, well, I'll spark up the grill with our 180, turbo. You know, it's
but what's
everything.
so interesting about this is that even though it was clearly product placement, that it was handled very organically. They never like said the name of the phone. They didn't. I mean, they showed him using it, but it wasn't like.
Thank God.
Like on some other TV shows that are handled much lesser, they're like they literally write the name of
like
the product.
Sony.
Like, hold on, I need to get into my Honda and drive away because it has great gas mileage. Like they write that line into it.
Or usually it's like he would have written something and they would have been like, oh, what's that? Oh, this is my new phone. It's my new HTC.
And they didn't do any of that like cheesy crap,
really
which
great.
happens. Which if this had been like 90210, that would have happened.
I gotta give them this. I'll give this as their first credit towards doing that, because I think that they've accustomed us so much. We know that they support. I don't know. Actually, I believe it's Sprint that they support.
It said AT&T on the phone.
Is it AT&T?
Yeah.
So it's AT&T. They've this one type of phone company that they've been promoting since the beginning of season 2, and it's become less obvious. The one I will never forget.
Caroline's car though is a promoter thing too.
Yes.
She has a what is it, Prius or something like that. She drives that they've promoted. See, listen here, advertisers and writers of the show. If you're listening, we don't know what crap you're selling.
Right? Is it distracting? Do you guys think it's
phone.
distracting?
This one wasn't.
This one wasn't. But remember the one with
actually
Bonnie
made me
and
want
Jeremy
the phone.
talking through the phone?
Yes.
I do. That was the beginning of this season, I think.
Yeah.
It's
Season
just
3.
it's just humorous, and I guess they have to pay their bills now that we all have DVR and we all have TiVo, so they have to. Everyone speeds through it, so it truly is the Truman Show, where they have to put product placement in the thing.
I just do think that there's ways to handle it, and I think that this one was much better than it could have been, because there was no mention of the actual product. They just showed him using it. It was clearly placed there by some ad person, but they didn't make it like a joke or weird or uncomfortable.
It was kind of awesome.
I love that we have a whole topic tonight just on product placement. That's
because that's what you guys want to hear, because we all noticed it.
It is.
Like Klaus
it's
just
funny.
How many years dead in the grave knows how to
Use
I
the
will.
stylus.
I will.
Stylist. I love that he pointed the stylist out. What are we back in Palm Pilot?
And I lose shit all
Let
the
me pull
time.
my Palm Pilot out real quick.
As a vampire destroying the world and busy and all that.
That's why he's got to have the
you can
newest,
keep
coolest
the stylus.
cell phone.
I would lose that in 10 seconds.
I just wish I want like there to be a scene of Klaus going to buy a phone. I would have loved to see like
God.
the day that he
Their
took
real
to go run
life.
errands and go buy his phone.
and start a plan.
Oh my God, I love that.
No, I
like
want
running
a
there, like
2-year
picking up his
plan.
dry cleaning.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Like
please,
something.
can we please see them doing normal stuff?
Like when that phone's brand new. We've seen everything he's been doing. Like he's been pretty busy trying to exact revenge. When did he? Oh, I gotta go get that new phone.
I want to hear him like negotiating.
That phone just came out like a week ago.
Negotiating with AT&T. Like, hold on. So, how many unlimited minutes do we have?
Sorry, I don't have any service here.
Yeah.
What?
No, what
Where
service?
are we?
I'm switching to Verizon because I need service in dark caves.
Yeah. So does this phone work underground in caves?
So Klaus has Bonnie kidnapped to undo his mother's doing. Thoughts on Bonnie? I don't know. Like,
Okay,
here's my thing with her. I just feel like she's more powerful than this. And I'm tired of Vampire Diaries just kind of holding Bonnie over us. You mentioned tonight,
We've seen
go
her-
Willow on their ass.
Go Willow on their asses. Like, turn the hair black, get the black eyes going, and be like,
veins.
"Boosh." Like, let's show some people what's up. Like, you're a
Yes.
witch. They're
And she has
scared of
anger.
you. You have messed. They are afraid of you, and so I don't understand why. And they are dangling it, and they're not showing us. They've showed us how strong she is in past episodes, but then times like this. Okay, I have a question. Why? When Klaus was wanting her to redo the spell, or like to unlink them, undo the spell. I'm sorry, to unlink them. Why not? They don't. He's not a witch. Why not do the spell some different way? Why not say?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sorry. Is he a witch? Does he know how it works?
Is he gonna stab himself to see if it works?
Right. So why not just say? Why didn't she link on that? When one person gets hurt, they all get hurt. Like, even they feel each other's feelings. Even like, I mean, or just say whenever they think of flowers, they smell flowers. I mean, who cares? Link them in every way that you
When
plan.
one of them takes the
torturing
jump,
you.
they all take it.
Exactly. They all take down. So I'm talking a lot about dumps tonight with the top model and now on this show. So I don't understand. Like, you're a strong witch, bitch. make it every single time that anyone says the word "what," they look like monkeys and they go, "Whoa." I mean, what? I don't understand why she can't be more creative. Why do you have to listen to him? He's not going to be able to prove it.
Well, I mean, I think that he was holding Jeremy and her mom over her head as...
She needs to get over her mom.
Right.
But
Bye,
it's
Mom.
like a lost cause.
We're over your mom. We don't even know her name.
Exactly.
But that
she was
was-
around for about a week.
I mean, that's clearly why she doesn't, because there's always someone she's afraid is going to get hurt
Right.
if she does something wrong.
Right. And I will give her that she didn't know that they had this creative plan to kill all the originals. So Bonnie was out of the loop.
But thank God she didn't know. Obviously, the show would be over. Curtain call would be...
It'd just be diaries.
Yeah.
The
Diary.
Elena Diaries.
Just Elena just talking with who?
Do you guys think that
werewolves.
Matt.
Yeah,
No, not
no.
No.
Oh, Matt would be alive.
Matt would
be
be
there.
alive. Matt would be, yeah.
And then it would be like Gossip Girl. But what did you guys think as far as before Bonnie did the spell? If one original was killed, if we followed the mother's spell, if one original was killed, all the originals were dead.
Yes.
Do we think then that included all the vampires below them, or do we think that was something changed when Bonnie
when
disconnected?
they were
it?
unlinked.
See, I think I'd even said this
You
some other time
did.
before, because I remembered that the mom, in her whole thing, she wanted to undo what she had done to humanity. And I think I remember saying one time, I don't know if I just thought it or if I said it, but that sort of clued me into, I felt like all vampires would die. Like
You
she
did say
wanted
that.
all
Right.
vampires to be gone. And I had a feeling that that's what she knew. I think she knew that was what would happen.
Yes, I agree, because I thought, well, I know that you're, like you said, all the evil that your children put on the world, but
There's still all
there's
these
still
vampires.
like
Right, exactly.
thousands of other vampires out there from your family's existence. So what does it matter if your family now lives at this point? It's
Right.
only 5 out of 1,000. So
Right.
I thought that was kind of
Yeah.
weird, but but
So
now she knew.
I think that was like a little hidden thing, and so we can look back and realize that it made sense
Oh,
at that
yeah.
point for her
She
to
knew
say
that.
that. And now what we learned this week, it all sort of works together.
Absolutely.
So I think they have that, and it's very smart, because I mean, this whole season we've sort of been like, they've been turning people like Klaus into less of just a straight up villain, and we're seeing like how he can fall in love and how he feels these other emotions, and we start to sort of like him and not just straight up hate him and want him to die. And you're at a point where, okay, well, how do they make him live? Like, how does that work? And clearly they had the plan all along, and it was a very smart plan to make it not so that they can kill them.
Well, and
okay, we figured it out. Show over. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. No, I'm
we'll see you
kidding.
guys next week,
No,
same time.
We'll see you April 19th. Bye.
Yeah, that was it. Well, I mean, we really did. That's so dead on. That's like completely right. Like, I mean, I completely agree. Like, she knew, and that's where it's kind of heading now. And they had to find a way to make Klaus live, because we all like the villain. Don't we?
Well,
all
here's
like
my-
him?
Rebekah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
question: who do you guys?
We like Elijah.
If one was to bounce over to the other side, who would you like better to stay on the show, Klaus or Rebekah?
Klaus, Rebekah should die.
Really,
immediately.
I love Rebekah's character, and I kind of feel like she's going to join.
I think Rebekah's gonna join
The
the good side.
Salvatores.
I do,
You guys think so?
Yeah.
I think she's
because she's
gonna
pissed at Klaus.
die.
And that
I
statement
think she's
tonight,
still going to die, but I
after
think she's
everything
gonna-
she did, that statement tonight about her saying, at the end of the day, the Salvatores may hate each other, but they would
give
do
up each-
anything for each
Right.
other. And she respects that. And you just had Damon tortured.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
And like you said, when anyone can kill somebody in this show,
I love that when she came over to the Salvatore's house, and she injures Alaric, and then she kills, or could have killed, Damon. I don't understand why she doesn't just like, hey, you had the opportunity, you got element of surprise, bam, you're dead. I showed your ass. But no,
I just happen to have these bear traps at the house.
I'm just gonna capture you, and we're gonna talk about why I'm pissed until I give you enough time to escape.
Right. Because I know Stefan's
I
not
feel like
gonna
it's an
come save
Austin
you.
Powers, episode where it's like the sharks. No.
I know
Oh my
what you're
God.
talking about. I'm
Don't
trying to figure out where you're
remember.
going with it.
From Austin Powers, where they always
The
gives them a
sharks with the
chance to
laser
escape.
beams. Yeah.
It's like
And,
everything, though. Every evil bad guy, the Joker would have killed Batman by now. He would have had many chances to do
That's
this.
what we
And-
love.
But Rebekah has feelings.
And we
For
saw that she
Damon.
had, yeah.
Do we think so?
No,
Yes.
she showed it tonight.
does.
Yeah.
When he said, you couldn't possibly have feelings, cat got her tongue. Real cute.
Maybe I'm not a Rebekah fan, so I don't see those little hidden things that you gems do. Maybe I'm like, oh, yeah, all right, bored, go on.
Well, so, okay. Why don't you like Rebekah? I mean, tonight we see.
I don't- you
with
know why?
Elena, we saw.
I'll tell you why. Because I like
Is it
my
'cause she's a
villains.
blonde?
Exactly. God knows. Lord, just get rid of all the blondes out there. No. I like Klaus because he's a villain.
But no. Forget Klaus.
I know. I'm
Just
explaining
she's
why I
explaining.
like
She's explaining.
Rebekah. Or I don't dislike Rebekah. As Klaus, I just feel like, what you see is what you get. And I love that about people in general. And people in my personal life. I love what you see is what you get. Don't wish-wash. I just don't, she just comes on the side of like, being with them and like wanting to be with Damon. And then like going back, and now she's got him in chains and like torturing him. I'm just like, okay, girl, what side are you on? Do you want to fuck him or kill him? Oh, can I say that word?
You already did, so it's
too late now.
We'll just get rated PG-15 on iTunes.
Okay, that's good.
Subscribe to us.
And comment. But
15.
Isn't that what it is?
What? That's not a
PG-13.
can 15-year-olds say that? Okay, anyway. But I just like it to be one or the other. Like
I could see that.
just with me. I mean,
I understand that.
if she ends up coming across and joining the good side, then I'm sure I'm gonna think she's quite dandy.
She's gonna end up
No,
dead
I think she. Whoa, who
before the
knows?
season is over.
Okay, I
For
like that
sure.
plan too. So
But I kind of feel like
I win either way.
Klaus is
Yes.
going to be the one to kill her.
I do. I think that it will be like she tries to help the Salvatores, and in doing so, she dies.
Yeah.
I do like her lips though. She's got nice
Oh,
lips.
she's beautiful, gorgeous girr.
I'm just kidding. She's very
Gorgeous
pretty.
girl.
I love her lips though. She's got very pretty lips.
So yeah, she has Damon captured. She does this little mind trick thing where we were all kind of confused. Where Elena says to Stefan, Damon would help you if you were trapped. And then all of a sudden, Elena mysteriously gets into Klaus's mansion.
Covered in
mysteriously
Vaseline.
can just like open up his bear traps and then carries him out.
And they're like in the steamiest porn I've ever seen. Like
what,
the way
what
that
did you
it's
call
shot
it? The
is, like,
Goldie Hawn?
The Goldie Hawn glow.
Yeah.
It's a Goldie Hawn glow. And I'm watching it not knowing this is a dream sequence or, that his mind's being manipulated. And I'm thinking, how the hell this bitch get in here with all these vampires? And here we go back again. I have a big thing with the hearing.
Yes.
Yep.
You know what they can hear? I'm like, oh, she just walked in the front door, moseyed on in. No one heard. And I still have a point. Stefan kind of did the same thing a little bit later on for
Yes,
real.
he did.
And I thought, oh, here we go once again. No one here to creak the door open. No. Oh, that vampire hearing is selective.
Look, I gave wind when the final one for me was when Elena was hiding in the wine cabinet and Klaus opened the door.
And he couldn't smell her.
Couldn't smell her hair. and
All the
nothing.
blood and her heart must have been pumping
Right.
too, like pumping because how nervous she was.
Just out the window.
He did not hear that at all.
No.
She put her heart on silence.
So
Took the volume
Like my
all the
phone.
way
I've
down.
just decided to think of that as they turn it on when they want to, but it's regular. Like
Right.
it's
It's like the
usually
body
off.
thing.
Well, because whenever Caroline wants to listen to something, she always
Flips
puts her
her
hair
ear.
back, and they have extreme close up on
Yeah.
her ear.
I love those fibers, those hair.
It's like the
those
$1 million
hair-
woman.
those
So
hair-
I'm the way that I'm just making myself so I don't go crazy is their default is off, and then they have
Yeah.
to turn it on, and that's the only way that I don't think this is a bunch of crap when it happens.
Yeah.
because
Okay.
Otherwise,
All right,
it
so
just
that's
drives
where
me
we're
nuts.
I like
Makes
where
the
your
most
head's at.
Yeah.
And like I said before, and I'll always
Right on those
continue to
shoulders.
say is we love the show.
We do.
It's just
Absolutely.
fun debunking it and
Yeah.
talking about the fun stuff of it. We wouldn't be
Well,
here. if
no
we
show
didn't.
is perfect. There's always gonna be like every show you love is always
especially-
gonna have one thing. It's like really.
Well, especially a show like this because you can go so many different ways, and us as an audience, because we want to see something
we-
crazy. As soon as they have a normal episode where everything's explainable, we're bored.
That's true.
Oh, okay, so we can take the ring off. Now I want to kill people. Great. Like last week. Oh, I can figure that one out. But the second that we're like, they actually have something good, we're like, oh, look at that. That's because she could pull her hair back and you could see it. Like, that means we like it. If we're debunking it that much, it's because we're a
we
huge
care enough to even think about it.
because we're like,
so.
ooh, I like it. I want to figure it out and then criticize them for it.
it's
true.
So then we have Damon, and Stefan ends up coming to save Damon, and Klaus
Like a good brother.
compels Damon to try and pull himself out of the trap. Which, again, last week we had the horror clip of Rick running through the house chasing Elena. That was
Yeah.
like a little American Horror Story for us. And then this week we got something that was kind of gruesome today.
Yeah, that was
It
pretty.
was.
A
That,
lot more gruesome than they've been.
that whole
couldn't
segment,
watch.
like when she was torturing him, and then when he was trying to, that was very like Saw to me. Like I was like,
Hostile.
yeah,
All in that.
No blood.
yeah.
I
that-
couldn't watch the part where he's okay.
Yeah,
No,
that-
not gonna talk about it anymore.
So what? We're gonna just. I'm not gonna go through anything. We're just gonna throw it out on the table. The whole Elena, Stefan, Damon situation we have going on here.
Now, are you referring to the love triangle?
I'm referring to the love triangle, but I'm also referring to the brotherly bond. Who's the best? When I look at this, okay, here's where I'm looking at it from. You know, at the end when Stefan said to Elena, look me in the eyes and tell me how you feel.
Yeah.
We know what he said, yada, yada. At the end of the day, though, Stefan did everything, becoming evil, all that stuff, in his mind, for Elena. Everything he did was for Elena. Everything Damon does is for his brother, but is everything Stefan does for his... Who's the better brother? Who's the better lover? I don't know. What are your thoughts
Who's the
on
better
that?
lover?
As far as when it
I'll
comes
need
to
to
Elena...
like do an experiment to find
Yeah,
that out.
let's-
I'll get back to you later.
Let's call our agent and say that we need to do an experiment for
Let's
AfterBuzz
start-
TV.
Because obviously we always get into the lover. Let's talk about the brother.
Okay.
Who's honestly the better brother? Who has the best intentions
Well, first
for...
of all, you can't
Or is it
really
different intentions
There's
and-
totally different. You can't do that because Stefan obviously used to be before all of the Klaus thing came apart. You know, he would do anything for Damon in a sense of like trying to protect him, and Damon played that bad boy role. And now it's just flipped. I don't know if I can. Now I would say
Is it
that
because there's
obviously-
jealousy
I
towards
would say
Damon
that-
now?
No, I mean, now I would say that Damon's a better brother because he would, like Elena said, he would have been there for you. He would have stopped the whole plan and been there for you first. So Damon right now is obviously the better brother, but this is Vampire Diaries. That changes every other
Next season.
You know, so I think that it used to be Stefan was the better brother, and now
Although I
know,
do think
though.
that from the beginning, it's always sort of been Damon because
I do too.
Right, because even that 1912 episode.
yeah,
so-
and even then when they returned, it was because of Stefan, and Stefan brought Damon into that entire mess, and it's always sort of been like.
when the season first started, though, Damon was an ass.
Well, but we came into a story in the middle of it, and now that we understand what was going on when the show began and why they were in those positions, it all ultimately is Catherine's fault, but is Stefan's fault. It's
yeah.
Stefan's fault that it all happened to Damon, and Damon initially was there for his brother, and he's always sort of pulled through his darkness for his brother, but Stefan doesn't always do that.
Right.
So I would sort
I
of
think it's been Damon
I think
the
it
whole time.
would be Damon.
I don't think, I don't
Because
know.
because Stefan, like tonight, Stefan didn't step away from Elena for Damon. He did it because he's hurt. But Damon has walked away from Elena for his brother and not for himself.
Yes.
So
And tell me if you guys feel this. To me, now that because you
feel
know
it.
I love Stefan. When it comes to the whole love triangle, I want it's Stelena. But the more I'm watching this, I kind of feel like when it comes down to it, Damon is a truly, and not that Stefan isn't a good person, but Damon wears his heart on his sleeve. He's open and loving, and he falls into love. Where Stefan is kind of more about himself.
Stefan's
Now he
very
is.
tortured.
He loves Elena
very
because
tortured.
of what he's been through in life.
And that goes back to when Klaus said tonight, you know, you spent your whole life, you should be thanking me, you spent your whole life, I gave you someone to hate. I gave you someone to, you know, obsess about, and I'm the villain, and then I've also been your friend, but I'm, you know, like, and I think that Stefan took that into consideration and really thought about that and was like, wow. And that's why when he was alone, when Elena found him, was like, okay, you're right. You know, I've been obsessing over this person that, you know, isn't letting me really deal with my own emotions and deal with me. I've just been hating someone.
Right.
That's when he realized, like, no, he still, or he told her he still loved her.
Well,
We've never heard him say that, and you sort of glossed over it. I
Back-
feel like
Back in the day, he said it, right?
I feel like they probably did in season 1. I mean, I can't
maybe.
remember.
I mean,
Oh my
I
God,
guess
yeah.
they had,
I mean, obviously, he
but
loved
it's been
her.
a while.
It's been a long time.
We all forgot. We're like,
we all
oh,
forgot.
Because for so long they've been apart.
God, look at him in that photo, hot. Okay.
if you guys are listening on iTunes, you need to view us on YouTube so you can see the picture that we get
to
distracted
stare at
on.
for an hour
Yeah, so
every
gorgeous.
week.
So yeah, we have this love triangle going on, and basically Stefan does go and helps Damon and whatnot. And then we have the final. Where did you guys think, as far as this whole tree of life situation and killing an original? We see Finn dies, which credit to Matt, you got some action points today.
Right? And he has really good aim with a crossbow.
No, that was Elena.
Elena did the crossbow.
No, Elena had it. He
Elena
watched.
he watched,
Matt-
and then he ran
Matt-
out and grabbed the stake and stabbed him once Elena
Yeah,
shot
Matt,
him.
Matt opened the door.
Oh, right. Okay.
Matt opened the door very, very fiercely, though, I might add. I mean, he like opened that door, and it was, I mean, it was like
good.
really good.
It was. So Finn dies, and then we see that a day later, was it, that Sage
A couple
and,
hours later.
I think it was like an
Maybe
hour
an
later.
hour later.
Sage and Troy die. Where do we think this is going as far as how many vampires we understand that Rose bit Catherine, who bit Stefan, who bit Damon, who bit Caroline. So that's all one vampire's doing.
But how do you even know where the further that goes? I mean, are there really logs printed up their Dear Diary? I killed this person today, Dear Diary. I know it's called the Vampire Diaries.
Wait.
I get it, but not every vampire keeps a diary.
Did you not think Damon was gonna? I thought Damon was gonna pull a log because as soon as they, or it was Elena maybe, when Caroline said, "How are we gonna find out?" And Elena was looking down at a piece of paper. So I thought she was gonna be like
the
oh,
Gilbert,
no,
like the Gilbert Library. Oh, here's all the vampires and who they killed. Let's trace it back.
It's like a tree of life.
I mean, guys, if I would have found this out, if I was in this position, I was on in it to win it in this, and I found out that if you killed an original, that all the vampires would die, and they're all your best friends and your lovers and all people surrounding your life, I would go like this.
Time to move on.
Yeah. Like, y'all, how's Florida sound?
Should we order pizza?
We need a plan B.
Yes.
We need to figure out how to live with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and they
like I said when we were watching, I was like, I would actually call him and go, "Oopsie."
Yeah.
Hey, let's call it what it is.
Do you need anything?
Yeah, can I bring you over some blood, some OB positive?
About that whole Elena situation.
Elena,
more of those little troops.
Hey.
Well, we know that Klaus needs to survive. We know Elena's not going to allow Klaus to die. And we know Caroline's not going to allow Klaus to die because of Tyler.
Right.
We know Stefan and Damon are going to be like, oh, well, screw Tyler. Sorry, but he needs to die.
Another smart thing on the
writers. After they figure out that he's not part of their thing. Because until they know that they weren't.
Well, and I feel that's where Rebekah's going to come in. I feel Rebekah's going to be upset with Klaus, come to the other side, and she's going to tell them something about Rose. It's really the only other way, unless Elijah.
Elijah needs to come back.
But Elijah's mad at everybody right now.
Elijah's probably killed a lot of people. Rebekah's been in a casket half her life too. It seems like so maybe she hasn't killed as many people.
She's only been in a casket since the 30s, right?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Which is around when.
Okay, so she's killed a lot of people then too.
But Finn didn't. Finn spent most of his life
in a casket.
In a casket, 900 years, because they said Sage was 900
so
years.
So basically, like that death maybe killed 4 vampires.
Yeah.
well, all the people that she turned.
And also, let's look at it. Another amazing flashback episode they had. Catherine was tied to Klaus and Elijah because they both loved her.
In the beginning,
I'm wondering,
yes.
And that was before she was a vampire.
That was before she was a vampire, but Rose turned Catherine.
Right. So I wonder if Rose was the angry vampire, or.
So
have we ever met Rose? Who the hell is Rose?
Y'all know she's coming up.
It sounds familiar. It does sound familiar.
They're gonna track Rose down. Mark my words. They're tracking Rose down. They're gonna find her.
Yeah, I don't.
She'll be evil.
Name.
Shocker.
I mean, right?
So
maybe Catherine's coming back.
We need.
We said last week
probably
we know who turned Rose. Mm-hmm. So they're probably gonna have to look for her.
She'll know who turned Rose because it's. Rose turned her. She'll know probably who turned her.
I just want to see Catherine versus Rebekah in a fight. I just think that
would be good.
An amazing battle.
But Catherine just has already shown that she is afraid of that family because Klaus had a good hold on her.
She may be doing jujitsu someplace out.
It's good. True.
Out in Chicago.
Doing little Pilates.
Never know.
She's in Mystic Falls, and she's in
creeping,
Mystic Falls.
creeping through the evergreens.
Yeah.
She's somewhere.
I love the way she creeps, like TLC.
Keep it on the down low. So at the end of the episode, we see Stefan and Rick. Was it Stefan or Damon and Rick together to get the last of the stakes, which
from the white oak.
Rick's magical ring turned him evil again to hide the stake. And again, we have to keep that storyline going, and that's the cliffhanger for the next 3 weeks.
Question.
Yes.
Okay, so is the reason why he needs it is to give to Klaus? Yes. So that's why he really needs it back. Yeah. Not like, okay, so it wasn't kind of like, oh, good, but we still have one that we made you hold.
Klaus is letting them live on the. They need to get it back, or he's going to come after them.
And one's gone. Mm-hmm. Oh God, this is good.
Yeah. It's a good cliffhanger.
We have met Rose.
Right, because Rose does sound familiar.
Yeah, she was in 5 episodes from 2010 to 2011, and she's played by an actress named Lauren Cohen. I'm trying to figure out which season.
2?
Well, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're hopefully going to have that answer for you, and then we will have a little Rose breakdown, and then we will hit you up with some predictions.
Something tells
Ronnie?
me this Rose stinks.
AFTERBUZZ TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
All right, so while we were talking about gingers during the commercial break, gingers and toms.
My favorite topic.
We hope you enjoyed that commercial break, and we hope Billy has some updates for us.
All I can find is that Rose was in. Oh, I found she was probably premiered in the episode in season 2 titled Rose. She was in 5 episodes spanning from 2010 to 2011. I haven't been able to find much else. If you're out there listening, you can call in, and you probably know more than we do. But we do know we've met Rose. We've seen her 5 times.
Please help us refresh our memory.
Can I see her face?
Emily Harbert, if you're listening right now, would be a great time for you to call in.
I know Emily.
424-256-1729. If you're out there listening, just give us a buzz while we talk about predictions that hopefully will give you enough time to call us at 424-256-1729 to give us that answer. So, Ronnie, take us into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I was like,
You don't do it anymore? What are you going through?
I was like, did I write anything down? And I was like, no, I didn't.
Well, it was hard to write down for
having,
their predictions.
An epileptic attack.
There were 2 blonde girls fighting each other, which Caroline versus Rebekah is
I think
all I
so.
can think.
I think so. Maybe because Caroline goes after Nick. And Rebecca's like, you bitch, stay away from my brother.
After Nick.
Why would you?
Nick Klaus.
Oh.
Nothing angers me more about this prediction of showing us previews that we're gonna see like a month from now.
I know.
Like, okay, so you already
Is it
have.
a
We
month?
already. We
It's not
see.
a full month.
Oh, we already see you have it shot. Oh well, that's great. Put it out next week.
But question, because here's
How
my
convenient.
here's my battle
really
with it. Here's my battle with it. Would we rather them give us the episodes or hold it off a little more, and then we have to wait a whole?
That's a great question. I think you guys got a couple phone calls also.
Oh,
so
please
let's
let them through.
put those through. Hello, Vampire Diaries.
Call you on the line. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, what's up? My name is Casey from Columbus.
Hey, Casey.
Hi.
Are you a big Vampire Diaries fan?
I am.
Please tell us about Rose. It slipped 4
Rose.
people's minds. Do you know anything?
I don't know if you guys remember I think last season, the girl with the British accent who ended up falling for Damon, and she actually died from the werewolf bite.
Yeah, I remember that now. She
She
came in
died
with
from
Elijah. And
Wait, what did she die from?
She got bit.
The werewolf bite.
Oh, okay.
She was bitten.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Is that Rose?
That's Rose.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Rose.
So, question: do you
yes.
think that maybe it will skip a generation?
you.
It may not work because there's a vampire missing in
So
between.
they can't
or-
track down Rose because she's dead.
Rose won't be back.
Okay.
Rose won't be back. You said.
Yeah, well,
Like
clearly.
Rose was
Check. Check.
God, I forgot.
Well, Casey, so what are you thinking about this whole originals and who do you think bit Rose? Where's your mind going with this whole segment? That they got going?
I'm kind of boggled. I mean, it was kind of out of nowhere, so I really have no clue what to expect. I mean, yeah.
Well, what are your thoughts on this episode as far as everything that went? What do you got to get off your mind, and what would you like to throw at our table over here?
Hold on. I'm kind of wondering, like, where you think, because, you know, like, what happened with Bonnie, and I was kind of thinking, like, maybe possibly that she might go on the other side. I don't know if you guys caught that. Like, I caught some small hints. Like, she's gone through so much pain, and you know she's getting stronger. So I wanted to ask you guys what you guys thought about her possibly not helping Elena anymore.
Turning to the bad side.
I did.
Could be, but is she getting stronger? Because I felt that she seemed very weak in this episode, and she could have pulled a little bit more tricks out of her bag, which she did not.
She did say, though, I don't know if I can do the spell, and then she had no problems doing it.
Right. I kind of feel like she's going exactly like you said, Casey. I don't think she's going to turn to Klaus's side or help anyone out, but I kind of think she's going to say, which as Emily always says here, Kat Graham always likes to go film her music videos, so she may not be on a couple episodes. But I kind of think Bonnie might just say, you know what? I've been hurt. I'm not blaming you, Elena, but I've been hurt too much in this situation. I'm leaving.
If I were her, I'd be like, y'all find another witch. This witch is tired.
But the point is,
I want to go meet Jeremy's dog.
I am exhausted.
But do you agree with that as far as Bonnie's concerned, or do you say like, sorry, bitch, but you were blessed with this curse? I mean, you have to understand the greater being of it.
I mean, she's completely in her right to be angry. She's had to deal with
of course,
all this stuff and in essence to fix someone else's life all of the time. Like she's never using her thing to really help herself
ever,
and she never is able to use this gift or curse to fix anything that happens to her because it's always too late because she's trying to fix somebody else's problem. So I completely understand where Bonnie's coming from 99% of the time.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, yeah, she does have this thing, and you know she has to realize that she's working for greater power.
And technically, I don't think she can not help Elena because, in the end, she kind of has to help Elena because whoever kills that original kills her mother.
Right.
Because it was bitten by Damon.
Well, she doesn't know that yet.
Well, no.
Because she's not
but the writers do.
The writers do, yes.
Yeah.
That's coming on episode 18,000 or whatever we're on right now.
Well, so Casey, what are you expecting within the next couple episodes coming up? Any predictions? We see they're going to visit Jeremy. Do you think what do you think's going on with Jeremy in the ring right now?
Yeah, I think possibly like what happened to Rick, like may happen to him in some form, and maybe we'll see like another historic something that explains why that happened, and I'm expecting to see twists and turns with that. So hopefully some good happens.
What I was confused about was in the preview, they were talking to him and he was like, you guys drove all this way to tell me about some dead vampire? I thought they erased his memory of all vampires and he seemed unfazed.
Well, you never know how that gets broken down. But Casey, we want to thank you for calling in. Make sure you tune in next week and give us a buzz next week.
Yes, Casey, we appreciate your call.
Definitely. Thank you.
And I want to go to you, Billy, on this one because you brought up that you kind of feel like something may already be going on with Jeremy.
Well,
where was your breakdown for that? If you don't think that now, but what was your thoughts behind it?
I do think that there is something. I think that the way that they showed him last week, and how quick he was to get off the. I don't. Knowing Vampire Diaries, I don't think that it's all just gonna be fine with Jeremy.
But he also has not died as many times as Rick has. Rick has died. In this season alone, I want to say like 10 times.
Right.
Yeah.
10 of the 18 episodes, he's been dead.
Yeah, poor guy. Well, Damon's killed him like 5 of those times.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, if Damon knew now, he'd be like, ooh,
but
I think should have just killed you for shits and giggles all those times.
So we'll see. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that there's going to be something going on with him too.
There has to.
Oh, there absolutely is. Or they really should just fire him from the show because we don't want to just keep getting him and his golden retriever updates every few episodes. I mean, there's no reason to keep an actor on with their pay scale.
I don't like to do FaceTime calls in real life. I don't want to watch them on TV anymore.
And that dog, the extras.
So, and then, last before we have Damon finds out that Elena has feelings for him. Now he finally realizes. How is this going to affect the whole triangle?
I have a question to ask you guys, seriously. Okay, I really want to know this. Watching it tonight, I really honestly thought this. Do you think they can ever put those two together for real?
Damon and Elena?
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Pepsi.
Whoa, I love that.
Good morning, Charlie.
I mean, really think about it. Like, I don't, how?
I think they could. I think they should explore it.
For half a season, yes.
Yeah.
But I think that half a season should have already happened while Stefan was kind of out of it. Like now?
Yeah, but now it's going to be even juicier because Stefan's trying to come back. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Do y'all think it?
Because Stefan blames himself. Even though he wanted her to say, I
said
don't
it
have
in
feelings for
tonight's
Damon, he
episode.
says, I blame it on me.
I
did
think
this
she'll
to you."
flirt with Damon while she figures out her feelings. She'll kind of like maybe they'll have that kind of moment, and then ultimately they'll never really be together, and she'll go back to Stefan. That's
She'll
just
sleep
my
with
prediction.
him. No, she'll sleep with him.
Oh, I hope so. At least get that in.
Yeah, she's gonna.
Don't talk of such blasphemy.
She's gonna sleep with him, and then she's gonna be like, I don't like it.
All right.
All right, guys. On that note, we love Vampire Diaries. We love you. Make sure you guys subscribe to us on iTunes. Please, please, please. We see every week you guys are adding more comments, and we really
We
appreciate
love
it.
it.
We need more. We want Vampire Diaries to be #1. We're very competitive. So please subscribe, rate, comment, rate everyone else's comments. Just give it to us all, please. Let's show everybody that Vampire Diaries is #1. You can follow us at AfterBuzz TV. Hit us up on Facebook at AfterBuzz. You can follow me at DJ Jesse J.
You can call me Skiff.
At Brittany Brower.
At Billy Nilles _duh.
And until next week, same. Oh, not even. Damn it.
Until
Yeah.
April 19th.
But comment, guys. Even if you
Yes.
like this coffee mug or my nails.
Please tweet us all.
Yeah.
Tweet us so we
Tweet
can keep
us.
the conversation
Tweet,
going.
To get us through these 3 weeks.
Yes.
Talk to us.
Let's talk about it every week, every day.
Be our vervain. Until April 19th, guys. Peace.
Peace, guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
George Michael for free.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.